All right. Please, the person, those background noise, please, it's not accepted. You can just mute it so we don't hear your noise. Then when you are done talking over there, then you can turn it on. All right, so to get started is always to create your company file. So I'm just going to use 1 minute to explain that. Now, this is Sage environment, and it's made up of different models. Now, here in Sage 50, we structure it this way, okay? It is made up of 2 bars. We have the menu bar and the icon bar. So this is the icon bar. We have the business status icon, customer and sales icon, vendor and purchases icon, inventory and services icon, employees and payroll icon. All these are the icon bar. Then the ones above are called the menu bar. So just take note of that. Then when you click on each of these icons, it pops up all the contents, what it contains. You can see from the customer, the job, the sales tax, and so on. So just take note of that. Now, to start with creating your file, whenever you want to create a new company file, you have to come to the file menu. When you come there, you scroll down, you will see an option called new company. So that's what you use. Now, also aside that, there is something I'm also going to show you. Now, there are different ways on how you can enter information in Sage when you're working in Sage. Now, one of the ways you can do that is by using your keyboard. Okay. For instance, I could say I want to create a company file, and provided your keyboard is connected, I could use Control N. Okay. I believe you can all hear me. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So there are 2 ways to work with here on Sage. It's connected. It's not like other applications that may not be your keyboard may not be working. Sage is just like Tally. Your shortcut keys works. So here you can use Control N to open a new company file for the business instead of coming to file menu. You can also still see it here. So these are options that I expect you to, get to also check so you can be well guided and, as far as I'm using. So I'm going to click on new company. Now, if there was a previously opened company before now, someone sent me a message. Sorry, please, you started from creating a new company or where? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At Sir Adekunle, like I said, it's creating a new company. I'm going there now. So let me go afresh. New company. Now, for those of you who are just opening the application for the first time, this is not the startup screen. The startup screen is where I'm going to now. All right, so this is where I am now is the startup screen, most especially when you're getting started. So this is the startup screen. So it is the first section you're going to see. So there's always a create a new company wizard, which can assist you in doing that. So we don't have that time to look at it. So let's proceed. So the company name, this is where you're going to fill in name of the company. Then you fill in the address.
I'm not seeing.
Okay. Who is not seeing my screen?
Amos.
You're not seeing my screen since or just now?
Just now, when you say create a new company, when you click on create new company file, I don't see anything.
So that means you're just seeing a blank nothing. Okay, let me.
No, I saw it.
No problem. Let me share it again, please. Thank you.
I think the screen is freezed.
Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see your screen. Please proceed, please.
Okay. So for the name of the company, I'm going to use a company called, let me just use a company called IRAD Investments. So at Adekunle, I believe everyone can see what I'm doing. So let me say for our company address, let me say we are in, let me just use Lekki Peninsula. I can just use IRAD Investments. Let me just say IRAD Global. So you always ensure that your address is well entered in this format. I could just say Lekki Peninsula, Okota, Okota, Lekki, Lagos. So I can use it as my Lekki. Okay. So for city, you have to put Lekki there. So I can just say this. Now, I was telling you that there are different ways to work here on Sage. Now you can be using your tab key on your keyboard. Okay, instead of using your mouse, I can just use tab key to move to the next required field. For country, since I don't know the zip code yet, so for country, same way, I say Nigeria. Telephone number, I put the telephone number. Okay, and as many information. Now the business type. Now Sage has the capacity, to ensure that the business type is also captured. So you have to also select that. If it's a partnership kind of company or a limited liability or a corporation, you can just do that. Okay. And then for the federal employee ID, it's more like the tax. Okay, the tax identification number. So you ensure that it's captured. Now, if the business has a website, you also ensure you capture that, and also an email. If the business has an email, you also capture that because it's very important. So then after that, you click on next. So you proceed. Now, once you're done with that very part now, here you're going to select a method to create your company. Now, here in Sage, there are 4 methods. The most important method is the last method here. The most important is the last. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Now, I said that in Sage, there are 4 ways to create your company file. Now, it's either you want to use the sample business type, okay, or you want to use to copy from an existing Sage 50 accounting company. Now, about this second option, if for Paraventure, you were working on a Sage product on another system or in another company, and you want to continue your record here, all you have to do is just to copy the company file, because I have explained this thing before to some persons. Now, the file, what we are creating here is a company file we are creating, and it is transferable. You can transfer it to one system or the other. And when you transfer it to another system, you can open it with any other application. Okay, so that's just it. It's transferable. It's something you can copy to your drive, and you continue from another system or from another product. So that's just what it means. Peradventure we don't need to create. We just click on this. So when we say next, it's going to trying to link us so we can bring back that existing application. Okay, or you want to convert from another accounting program. But our major focus is on starting afresh. So we are going to set up our own new company file so we can be able to build the chart of accounts, which we'll be using as far as the application is concerned. So that's what you're going to select. So please, while practicing, everyone select the build your own chart of accounts. It's majorly designed for accountants and advanced users. So once you're done with that, you click on next. Now the next part is the next part we have here.
Sorry, can you just move everyone, please?
Hello?
Can you just mute everyone? There's a background sound coming.
Okay, sir. Please, if anyone have anything to say, you can just use send a message. Okay. Okay, so I think I've done that now. Okay, so once you've been able to capture those business informations, okay, it's very important that you do that. And once you're done with that, you just have to proceed to this very section here. So right here, you have to select the you choose the accounting method which you know best fits what you're looking out for, and it's a good one here between the accrual and the cash. Now, it's an important decision for any business, you know, whether to adopt the accrual or the cash basis accounting here in Sage. And in very simple terms, accrual basis accounting records income, you know, when earned and the expenses when incurred, and whether or not you are trying to accompany things like receipt and payments, if they happen at the same time, you know, you have to ensure that you choose, because it's going to guide the whole way it's going to work for you. Now, more technically, expenses are recorded during the period when the income they're associated with, you know, is earned. And the cash basis accounting records income when money is received, and expenses when money is also paid out. So majorly, most times I tell participants that the accrual basis here in Sage, you know, the accrual basis accounting here in Sage more completely reports both financial performance and position. And I'm aware that I think 2 persons here are not accountants. They are not, they only did business administration. So it is generally preferred by accountants because that's the accrual base, which is here. You can see Sage highlighted it, that most companies choose this. Okay, but it is generally preferred by accountant because it shows when revenue has been earned and when debts have been incurred, regardless of whether money has yet changed hands. And it also provides, the accrual here in Sage also provides more and better financial information for managing the business. Why the cash basis, which I might say I want to select, in the cash basis is usually employed only by small, simple businesses. So it depends on the business. If the business is a kind of a small business or a simple business, you know, maybe business that often, those without inventory, you can just choose that of the cash basis. Okay. And cash basis here in Sage emphasizes the importance of cash, you know, in a company's financial picture. So the choice between these two options, you know, depends on what you want. And like I said, many businesses too start on the cash basis, but frequently as revenue increases, you know, beyond some threshold, or when inventory is added, most times, you know, it's the accrual basis aspect is required. But the truth is that Sage can handle the switch easily. Okay, so I will just proceed with this very one, accrual, and I will say next. So you just take note of that. Then we also have what we call the real time and the batch. Okay. Now, it's just all about your posting, because as you work, it's all about your posting. So the one that is preferably is the real time. As things occur, you just do your posting, so you can proceed. But you can decide to use batch. That's if you want to post things group by group. Maybe after transactions have gone, you know, later on, maybe in the evening, you come and do your posting. But you can do this one, then you know, you enter everything and save it. Then later you can still do your review to ensure that your postings are correct. So after choosing a posting method here, you proceed to next. And the next information here required is for you to choose an accounting period structure. And I believe we know what that means, okay? Based on the fiscal year and the importance for reporting purposes. So could say 12-month accounting period, you know, or accounting period that do not match the calendar month. If, for example, we are starting now and, you know, this August, September, no need of choosing 12 months. You can just use this because, you know, we have started moving already. So, but we can just still use this one so we can proceed. So let me do to next. So for the months, you say this is here. So since we are working with from September, so I will select the second option. So how many accounting period do you want in your fiscal year? State 12. Okay, what is the start date? So we can just say maybe the business is a new company. You know, we just started our books now. So can still just use this and just proceed with everything. So at this point, you're ready to create your company. So I will just say finish. And another, yeah, that's all. So wait for the file to be created. So that's just all. So just take note of some of those things, like the basis for reports, which we just did just now. So those are just the important ones for you to take note of. So I don't know if anyone have any question, please, you can just throw in your question before we proceed from here. Or I believe we are all cleared with this very aspect. All right, now this is the Sage environment, like I said. Now, once you have established a business in Sage 50, the most important task is structuring your accounts to match your form of organization, or to match the method of operation, and also to match the legal reporting requirements or management information needs. Okay, and the effort here will pay dividends, as long as you run your business, and that's majorly why it's very important. Now, before you do that, you need to also know how to customize the business. Okay, now Sage includes many features for customizing your business, some of those things might not be really important. It just has to do with things like you being able to say, I want to put my logo, I want to do this. All those also falls up on the the setup process, but we are not going to be spending much time on that now. Let's move to the main important aspect that are very important. So before then, don't forget what I said, that you can use your mouse, you can use your keys to move. For example, for those using their keyboard, you can use the tab key. Whenever you want to move to the next field in any particular dashboard, you can just use your tab key. It will take you there. For instance, if I'm in a dashboard called customers and sales, and I say I want to add a particular job, our company we are working on, whether we are a consulting firm, you can just use your tab key to move to the next required field. Okay, and also you can hold down your shift key if you want to go back. We know what the shift key is. It could be you want to go back, you can always use your back key to also be able to for you to go back. Okay, you can see me going back. You hold your shift key on your keyboard and your enter key to go back, and your tab key, it will take you back to the previous required field. So I believe that one is clear. So that's just some of the techniques you use. Okay, then also we have what we call the lookup icon. I think I saw one here. Let me go to it. We have what we call the lookup icon right here. Okay, I think I have so what the lookup icon basically does is that when you open Sage 50 window, some fields may have it. I think some fields, okay, then when it pops up, I think this is connected to what we're doing. So when it pops up, I'm going to show you how you get to use that very feature, because it could also aid you ensuring that you get okay, you can see this little icon here. I don't know, under vendor management, you can see that little icon there. Okay, so some fields always have this little that little icon that looks that way. So what we call it here in Sage is the lookup icon. Okay, it's always next to things like the vendor here and also the accounts. If, for example, we say we want to add up our accounts, okay, you always see it next to things like that, models, such models. So when you want to enter information into those fields, it's important that you select a record from a drop-down list, which are important, that have previously been created in Sage. And Sage 50 will not allow you to save the information in that window. But I'm getting to use this lookup will assist you. So as we proceed, we are going to see how that's just going to work out for us. So that's just part of that. Okay, so hello, I don't know, can anyone hear me there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Now, in as much as you've established your business, the next thing you need to do to understand is to manage your settings. Okay, it's the same process even in other applications, but here in Sage 50, it also has a different pattern for you to be able to do that. What I am talking about is you being able to manage your settings here in Sage, so you can have your everything running perfectly for you. Okay, now to do that, we have the global settings. Okay, we have the global settings option. The global settings option. You can come here Okay, you see the global stuff here. So you come there to do some necessary settings in the application. Okay, now for the accounting, you will see some options here. We have maybe this has to do with your quantity field, but those ones are not relevant really. Now there are some general ledger accounts, okay, which are being set up by default by Sage. Now we have things like the account receivables aspects, which looks into your clients, customers, and so on. So you may want to hide those accounts. This is how you can just come here to tick on your tick it and your payroll entry. Okay, but it's important to always visit here. So you just untick all of them so that no one goes hidden for you. No one goes hidden. Then also there are other options here where we have hiding active record. So maybe there are some records that are no more active. You have to come to the maintain global options under the option model, so you can come and hide those you hide those records since they are inactive. Then if you want to recalculate your cash balance automatically in your receipt or in your payments or in your payroll entry, you have to come and tick that. Okay, then also time slips, depending on the nature of your job, you can also do that. Then there's also an option here that when sorting transactions by dates in most lists and reports, secondary sort should be by reference number posting order. So depending on what option you want to use, but you can leave the reference number as if you're capturing reference number for those particular items. Then we have the general aspect, which has to do with your most of your reports and printout. So you have to also go through this. Maybe you want your whatever posting you're doing to update automatically. Okay, when records are saved, you can select that. You want to update the business status. Okay, only when you have click on the refresh button, you have refreshed the application. You can also do that. So these are also important for you to take note of. And also this one is not that relevant. So that's just a quick one for that very aspect. So you just click on OK. So by the time you click on OK, you're done with that very aspect. So like I said, for you to be able to display and modify your Sage 50 settings, okay, you just go to the options menu and click on the global from that very part. Now the maintain global options window, it will appear for you like I did, and it will show you, giving you those step-by-step instruction on how to show things like that general ledger accounts that I talked about. And please take note that each step, is always assigned a reference number so that you can be able to, you should always try to ensure you follow up properly. So that way, taking note of things like that will not be a problem. So I think someone sent me a message just now to come again. So I don't know what was the challenge. Let me see. I can't see your screen, but others can see my screen. Please refresh. The person asking that, refresh. Then the other person that asked me the other question, I'm coming back again. This is the maintain global option. Now on the accounting, here you're to select the accounting tab to display the default options in this tab. So please take note of that. Why the account receivables is here, I've said it before. This account receivable, you're to delete any check mark that may be in the box next to the account receivable line, which is here. And these settings allows you to display general ledger accounts in the windows, which that general ledger account is accessible through the customer and sales module. So you have to ensure that you have selected or you unselect this very option. Same applies to the account payable, because this setting here allows you to display general ledger accounts in the windows that are accessed from the vendors and purchases model. So that's just all. Then you click on your OK here and you save. And once you have done that, you're good to go. So that's just part of what I was talking about. That's all. So also another important thing you need to take note of is changing the system date, how you can be able to change the system date here in Sage. Now, it's important because when you are recording transactions here in Sage 50, it's important for reporting purposes that the information be recorded in the correct accounting period. Okay. Now, sometimes to accountants, this means that accountants need to change the system dates. Your internet connection is unstable. Okay, let me come again. Now, talking about system dates is very important. Now, I was saying that when you're recording transactions, it is important for reporting purposes that the information in the software be recorded in the correct accounting period. Now, I was also saying that sometimes to accountants, it means that the accountant need to change the system date or the accounting period in which transactions are recorded. And here in stage 50, it's something that is easy for you to do, to change your system date. It's very easy. Now, to change your system date here, it's an easy one, like I said. Okay, all you have to do, you have to right here on the window. Okay, let me come to the main window. You can see where we have some options here. I'm coming. Some options here. Okay, this is also something I also have to talk about. Okay, you come to options, same option menu, you see our change system date. So you click on it. So this is a picture of our system date. I believe you can see it here, this little window here, change system date. So this is where you just change your system date. Okay, you can decide to type in the date. You can type in the date here, or you select it by clicking on this calendar picture here, this little calendar, open a calendar to select from. You can bring it up so you can select the dates that you want. So always take note that the system date here in stage 50 is not going to be the same with your computer date, because today is September this. Don't expect it. It just has to do with your accounting period. So it's not going to be the same. And it will not also affect the dates of other programs that you may be running or planning to use in the future. If peradventure you have done some setup, it will not affect it. So all you can do is just to come here to change your date. So it could be that you as an accountant, maybe you noticed some errors and you wanted to just do the right thing, okay, that is needed. So this is just how you'll be able to do that. Then we also have you being able also to change the accounting period. Okay, and also change the accounting period. And that's also important, okay, for you to be able to ensure that everything are in order as far as you're working with the application here in Sage. Then one more thing, I also went to this system right here. So there was something I wanted to explain quick. Now we have the import and export data. You can see it here. Okay, for those of you who always used to ask me, so I want to import data, I want to export data. To do that, you have to come straight to the system icon. I say this I call the icon bar. So you come to the system icon, then you come over, it brings you to this window. You come here and click on import. Now, why I came here is because most of us might already have some recorded information already, maybe on Excel sheets. So you don't have to waste your time coming to impute them one after the other. If it's something that is related to any of these that Sage have provided, whether it's for account reconciliation purpose, you can select it, or for your payroll, you can select it. So you can be able to do what? So you will be able to get to import that very file and ensure that such file is being worked upon. So I've done this now, and I'm saying that I want to import my employee list. What do I do? After clicking on employee list here, I click on import. Okay. And I'm going to ensure that all these fields are captured on what I want to import. So I'll be able to ensure that I'm on my Excel sheet. I have my employee ID, employee first name, employee middle name. So and any information you don't need, you can just untick it. You can untick that very information, so you ensure that that you don't have to do that very task. So you just take note of that before clicking on your OK and save. So you'll be able to do that. But we are not doing that now because Sage will be backing up this application here. So we are not going to look into that now. All right, so that's just for the aspect of some of these little changes that are very important here in you working in your Sage application. So let me increase my screen size and go back to the home page. Okay, so today is just an introductory class, but there are still some things I want to touch quickly. All right. Okay. So I was saying something about the next important step that is very important for you to take provided you're done with your capturing of the business informations. Now, I was saying that once you have established your business and you've also managed some of the little setup that are necessary, that the next important task is structuring your accounts. Okay, so it can be able to match your business everything that has to do with your business. So here in Sage, it's important. It's an important task. Now here in Sage, the chart of accounts, it's already here, and it's one that is properly structured. And for you to access the chart of accounts, you have to come to the maintain model. I believe everyone can see the maintain model. So you come down, you will see the chart of accounts option here. Now, for the sake of those of us who are here, who are not from the accounting line, now the chart of accounts in Sage 50 is just organized list of all accounts in a business entity's financial record. So it's left for you. You know your financial record, you know those and accounts that are important. So this is where you come to set them up. Okay, so I'm going to click on this now. So also concerning this, in one of our previous classes, someone was confused and was asking me, and chart of accounts, what do we mean by accounts? Okay, now an account is just where a financial transaction is classified. Okay, anywhere a financial transaction is classified, allocated, or posted. Okay, they all mean the same thing. That's just an account, and that's what we are just referring to here. And one other thing is that every account has a balance. In as much as you'll be working right here on the chart of accounts window, where you have to set up your accounts. Where you have to set up your account. Sorry for the bridge. I've said it. No one should be calling when it's class time. Send your messages is advisable that way. So like I said, that every account here in Sage 50, you must take notes, has a balance based on addition and subtraction. Okay, subtraction that are made since it was opened or during a specified period of time. So summaries or totals of those balances of various types of accounts or groups of accounts will all phones be included here, being displayed on the chart of accounts. Okay, and the truth is that only accounts themselves make up the chart of accounts. So it's very important that you take this as your second most important step, because the chart of accounts here in Sage 50 or in an accounting software is what will govern how every single transaction a business makes is recorded. And it is also what will determine what information management views to make important decisions, because at the end of the period, management will be expecting those information, and it organizes, the information, for it to be in a presentable manner to your auditors or to your creditors or even to the owner or of the business. So it should be thought out carefully, and once it has been developed, written descriptions of which type of transactions are posted to each account, are convenient reminders, and they can also help you during audit periods. And when for those of us who are not accountants, when working with accountants, and also it's also useful too when you're also carrying out training programs too. It's also useful. So although the effort of building a good chart of account produces no direct revenue, it costs little or nothing. But the thing is just that it will improve operations, okay? And you being able to utilize the application. So please, I will send you a new link now. Our break is holding now. It's just for 2 minutes. I will send you a new link so you just reconnect back. So thank you. We'll continue from this chart of accounts. We'll be looking at how to get a well-designed chart of accounts, which ultimately makes your business easier